All right, now hear me out, Tiger fans. Now, I know this seems like a really, really, really early call to make, but I just can't help but feel that our recruiting team nailed all three of our tall player selections in the draft last year. I'm talking about Jonty Fall, Harry Armstrong, and Tom Sims, who obviously made his debut on the weekend against West Coast. And look, picking three big forwards in a draft is really unheard of, to be honest, especially two in the first round. For one club I'm talking about, but obviously we had the amount of picks to play with. We had 8 selections, so we could actually roll the dice. And I don't want to say they were risks, but we could select for some more needs that we thought we had some pressing issues for. And we've obviously had Jack Riewoldt retire in recent times. Tom Lynch, we know, is towards the end of his career. We need him to probably kick on for another 1 or 2 seasons, if I'm being honest, just to make sure we can get these other kids up to speed to take over the mantle. But we've seen all three of these youngsters play at the top level now, and we're only at round 9. Now, I didn't think we would see all of them play this year. I thought we would see Harry Armstrong at a minimum. Sims, I truthfully didn't think we would see maybe until later in the year, if not next year. Obviously, there's been some little circumstances and things that have happened, including their own form line, I guess, improving, that has led to this. But if we just talk about each of them as individuals quickly, Sims makes his debut against West Coast, and I thought it was really a perfect time to bring him in, given they lost McGovern. There was no Oscar Allen. I know we didn't know that at the time. He was selected for all intents and purposes. They had no big marquee ruckman to have to go up against, or a marquee-ish second ruckman to go up against. And I really liked what Tom Sims brought to the team. He took that contested mark inside 50 and kicked a great goal. Just even the confidence for that mark. Like, if you watch the footage, he let up at the kicker a little bit earlier. I think it was Lynch who was kicking it. And then double backed. And he was actually running with the flight of the ball for the first 5 to 10 metres of that kick that Lynch put inside 50. And then was able to turn around and sort of just go back into the pack, extend the arms, take the grab one time, and then kicks a beautiful goal to go with it. That takes great confidence and skill set to do on your debut at the MCG. I thought that was great. It was so good to see. And also, what about his pass? He hit up a nice pass, I think it might have been, to a Lynch or Campbell, like a little low burning pass on the boundary line, 50 metres out. Very, very similar to what Harry Armstrong did one of his first games. And like I said in the debrief video, what we've actually done, we've actually recruited some big players who have actually got some skill about them as well. Like, they're not just a lumbering giraffe who just hack kicks it forward inside 50. They're actually proficient in hitting targets at various parts of the ground, which I think is a really, really great thing to have picked up. And then with Sims' ruck work, look, he was always going to be up against it because he's just not physically as mature as anyone he's going to go up against. But what I loved, when the ball hit the deck, he was very, very nippy, very agile. He was running forward to the next contest. So he actually moves really well around the ground. And I really like the look of him, and I think there's a lot of positivity to come from Tom Sims' game. Will he play again this week against the Kangaroos? Look, I'm not sure. I'd love to see him get another crack. Obviously, Tristan Sherry is a different beast altogether who does pretty much the sole ruck duties by himself. But yeah, hopefully, we'll definitely see more of Sims in the near future if it's not this week. Harry Armstrong, obviously out at the moment with the hamstring injury, but again, I think we saw enough from him to suggest he's going to be a footballer, competes hard, crashes packs, again, can use the ball really nicely by foot, which we saw early days. It might have been in round 1 against Carlton. I think we saw him hit one up in the goal square from 50 under pressure as well. Probably he's missed a couple more goals than he would have liked, but I think he's showing enough signs that he's going to go well. And Jonty Fall, for me, the game on the weekend against West Coast proved why we rated him as the highest key forward out of the crop. And it wasn't because, look, he didn't score, he didn't kick a goal, and he probably felt like he should have scored just given who he was playing against on paper. But put that to one side. If you look at how hard he competed at contests in the air, his mobility and his desperation at ground level and his cleanliness to pick the ball up in pack situations, dish it out to players inside 50 in a better position, and just his little deft taps and his knock-ons and things like that. He's got a great footy IQ. He's got an appetite for the contest. He's a competitive animal. Takes a really strong grab as well. And I think I've been most impressed with him and how well he's getting around the ground, especially because he had those back injuries, obviously, when we drafted him. to come on the other side of that and then do what he's doing at the moment, I think it's a great sign for the future. All three of them have that really strong ability to hit the pack hard, which is what you'd love to see as a supporter. And I think they're all, I can't wait. I'm trying to project my thoughts to like 4 or 5 years time when they've all physically developed, they've matured, they've played that 50, 60 games. To see Sims, Fall, and Harry Armstrong roaming the one forward line is going to be a seriously entertaining and dangerous prospect for us. It's going to be a nightmare for opposition defenders. They are going to be jumping into people left, right, and centre. They bring our small forwards into the game, and they have a bit of nastiness and a competitive streak about them. Like Jonty Fall's in there at scuffles, ripping people off. You'll love to see it, and I just think they all possess those same type of qualities that you want your forward line built around. So the early call, like I just think we've nailed those 3 picks, and I know they've not played any more than 20 games between them, but I really like the look of them. So that's mine. Now hit me out. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I know it's an extraordinary early call. Do you agree with it? Do you disagree? I'm sure there's a lot to play out still, but it's hard not to be excited about those 3 young Cubs doing their thing in the forward line. Long may it continue. And plenty more smashed packs to come.